Okay, it's recording. There we go. Hi, I'm Dr. Mel, which y'all all know or you wouldn't be following my blog. But today we're trying something different with an author interview, but doing it by Zoom. Why not? The rest of the world's on Zoom, right? So I want you to meet my next author and first author, actually, that we're doing this, by the name of Teresa Edwards. Teresa, say hello to my world here.
Hi everybody.
There you go. Teresa is an author, and I want to get her to tell you a little bit about her book. Teresa, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, tell us about your book.
So the name of my book is The Adventures of Hildy and Carlos. We're Going to Paris. So it's a children's book based off of real lives. My granddaughter and my grandcat, because my grandcat is part of the family. He's been with us for 10 years. So he is definitely part of the family. And just based off their loving relationship and based off also just experiences and travels that I've done in the past. Now she's done traveling even at 4. She's been to China and she's done some traveling herself. But wow. I wanted to start off with Paris because I've been to Paris 3 times and absolutely loved it while I was in the military. So it was just an inspiration just to really build off their relationship.
That is incredible because cats have a way of just touching your soul, whether you want them to or not, you know. And I understand about the fur baby business. You know, they are your babies. And
they are the babies.
They are, yeah. And I've always said my cats, I don't own them, they own me. And yes. I'm just here for their convenience.
Yes.
But you gotta love that as a cat, you know? Now, tell us a little bit about yourself. We know a little bit about the book. Tell a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Well, there's a lot. I don't know where to start. So I was born here in Atlanta. And for people that's from Atlanta, I'm a Grady baby. So I'm a truly original. We moved to Florida when I was, probably about 6 or so. And we stayed there and moved to eventually, we moved to Miami where I did most of my growing up, went to high school there. After that, I went into the military. I've done 21 years total time, 10 years active and 11 Guard and Reserve. Then I got out of the military after active duty about 10 years because I wanted my daughter to have more of a stability because I have childhood friends that I've been knowing since the 2nd grade and we're still friends and I wanted her to have that experience. So I made the decision to get off active duty and come back to Atlanta when my father's side is here and I wanted to get to know his side because I didn't really grow up with his side. I grew up with my mom's side. And we've been here ever since.
Wow. And I love the fact that you travel and all over the world and you take your child with you. I mean, that's just phenomenal. I love that part of it. Now, you have a beautiful website.
Thank you.
How can they find it?
For Hildy and Carlos is www.hildyandcarlos.com. My personal is www.miz, that's M-I-Z-Z, entertainment.com, because I'm all things entertainment.
All things entertainment. Let's talk about you as an author right now.
Okay.
What has been your biggest struggle?
I would say time and actually sitting down and doing it because it's always been in my head and I'll dabble at it here and there. But when the COVID-19 truly hit and we had to be quarantined, it's like it forced me to stop all my running around because I'm always out and about doing different events, to sit down and put my passion in the forefront versus an afterthought. So that's truly has been my inspiration. The one good thing that came out of COVID-19. But my struggle was time and making time. Making time to really put my stories down on paper, so to speak.
Right. Have you ever experienced writer's block?
Oh yeah, definitely.
What do you do about it? How do you get out of it?
I just let it take its natural course because when I get inspired, that's when I go ahead on and start jotting down those ideas. Even I've in the middle of the night, 3 o'clock in the morning, I grab my phone and do the recording because I can't write anything at 3 o'clock. But I record my thoughts, or something just come to me. So I just let it take its natural course because I know it's going to come back. So I don't try and stress that.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wait until it hits me and like, I'm ready. Okay, let's go.
Awesome. Now, where did you get the idea for your book cover?
Inspiration of course, my Hildy and how and my granddaughter, how they look, but I also wanted to incorporate traveling and making it look fun and not, what's the word for it? Not look dangerous or whatever, because I want to inspire the funness in the part of traveling and starting with the young, because I think that would help with some of the issues going on of today. If people take the time and get to know someone else that looks different or know a different culture, then you are more empathized to understand. So I was like, let's start with the young. But yeah, I wanted to make traveling fun because it was fun to me. I love traveling. And my daughter did too, Yeah. Of course, she still travels.
Now, I actually share that same philosophy with you. Years ago, I was on when I say a massive lecture circuit, I went to 38 countries.
Oh, wow.
And several times I got to take my one or more of my children with me. And now this particular daughter, she's 36, but I took her to Singapore with me, and we were over there for like 2 months. And it was during her summertime here, but in Singapore, they're in full-fledged school, and she was able to go to school over there with all of the Singaporean girls, and it was a private all-girls school. And she finally, for the first time, they kept calling her the golden girl because she was different. I mean, she was the different one. She's white, and she's thrown in with the Singaporeans, and she learned so much about culture, and it changed her life forever. And when she got back home and had to start back in school, she was going into the 8th grade at that time. She asked her principal if she could start a club to help any child that moved into their school and came to school from a different country to be assigned a buddy. So she didn't want them to have to face what she faced, being all alone. So they'd have an instant friend. So it's changed her life totally. So I commend you for the concept of your book and how you came about it and using your life experiences, because I think some of the best books come from your life experiences.
Agreed.
Now, you have plans for another book?
Yes.
Okay, what is it?
Carlos, they're going to Peru.
Oh, wow, we're going to Peru next. Yes. So you're really going to hit a lot of countries.
Yes, they are. And I just love all the different colors. And so we're definitely looking to incorporate that, because the illustration, I think, is the one thing that makes the book pop, So, yes.
How
and
did
of course, learning some different, because even in the current book, I try and phonetically sound out some of the words. So it's teaching too,
That's an awesome idea. When how did you even find your illustrator?
Fiverr.
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, they're my friends.
There's nothing wrong with that. Fiverr has some really good sellers like me. Yes. So I have no qualms with people using Fiverr. I recommend Fiverr all the time to authors, and they go, "What's that?" Some of them.
Yes.
No. So did you vet many illustrators, or you just went with one?
I went with one. It was actually a recommendation from another friend of mine that's doing her book, and she really found this guy, and he was amazing. So I even with the next book, I'm sticking with everybody that I feel like I've gotten friends now.
And you got a team.
Yes, even though we're miles and miles apart.
I know, isn't that beautiful?
Yes.
I love that. I really love working with people from across the world. and I mean across the world, that either hire me or I hire them for something, you know, because I'm an author too.
Yes.
And I just love that aspect of it and the culture of it, you know,
Yes.
and they really do become your friends. Like just a couple of weeks ago, when the tropical storm was coming through, and it was coming right at New Orleans, and we had to evacuate. I had so many people of my clients that met me on Fiverr that reached out to me, you know, do you need to come to my house? Do you need here? You know, and it does
Wow.
become a family. And
Yes.
I think as an author, that if you want to continue writing, you need to build what I call that core team.
Agreed.
And that's what you've done. So
Yeah.
good job on that.
Yes. I'm sticking with them. As long as they stick with me, as long as they have me, I'm sticking with them.
That's good. Now, one last thing, if a brand new author is out there and they're going through some of the same things you're, you know, have been through, what advice would you have for new authors?
Don't put your dreams or your passion on the back burner. Put them first. I mean, just do it. It's never the right time, because that's another thing. Is like, oh, I don't have time. It's never going to be the right perfect time. But once you actually get over that hurdle and do it, it's the feeling of the accomplishment is, I mean, is undescribable. So don't stop. Do it. That's my advice. Don't even think about it about next year, tomorrow. Start today.
That is beautiful advice. So I'm glad we took this little bit of moment just to introduce you to my readers, you know, and get them to know you a little bit live and not just a printed interview, which will be coming to people. But I wanted y'all to meet Teresa Edwards and see her gorgeous smile and learn about Carlos and Hildy, because it's an
Yes,
exciting
those
book.
my
I think
babies.
you're all going to really love it.
Oh yes. Thank
All
you
right.
for doing this for me.
Oh, my pleasure, my love. My pleasure. So until the next time,
Right.
I'm Dr. Mel, and I'll be interviewing somebody else pretty soon.